So my name's Ken Finnan, and my job is to get you past all the exams. And the number one question I get before I do my live, so I'm hoping to save some time and make it less chaotic, is what do I do? I'm taking the test tomorrow or 2 weeks or whatever it is. So let's, first of all, if you're taking it tomorrow, too late, you're fucked. Okay? No, I'm kidding around. Get some sleep. If you're taking it tomorrow, you should not be on my live. You should be getting sleep and you should be going over customer accounts. Literally any exam you take, literally any exam, you should probably read customer accounts. I have crash course videos you can watch, playlists you can watch. Go watch those and get some sleep. If you have a significant other, make sure they do the right thing or ask them to do the right thing. And you don't want to make them do anything, but you ask them. Just massage. That's all I'm talking about. Just keep you relaxed. No fighting, stuff like that. Now, if you're taking it beyond tomorrow, so if you're taking it tomorrow, what are you doing out here? Get off here, click and get out of here. If you're taking it beyond tomorrow, so let's say you're taking it in 2 days. Tomorrow is no testing. It's adding knowledge, reading customer accounts, going over videos, hopefully my crash course videos or others. Bottom line is you don't want to stress yourself out. You don't want to take a test. I'm not a fan of testing. Some people like it. I disagree with it because if you go bad, there's no upside. If it goes bad for you, you're screwed. So I say, don't take a test tomorrow. Take it easy. Around dinner time, you're done. I don't care if you're taking the test at 5 o'clock at night. At dinner time, you're done. Okay? Don't do anything. Again, the night before is always kind of go out to dinner. Don't go, pounding, going fireballs, but just literally go out to dinner maybe, talk to people who aren't involved in it, who don't care about the test, don't want to hear it. You want to do stuff that just relax you. If you have SDC or Notman, they have these little sheets that you can go through maybe the day before. Make sure you go over it like hot sheets or key topic stuff or crunch time facts. Again, I have crash course playlists, a whole playlist on almost every test you can take. Now, let's say you're taking it more than 2 days out. So what you want to do is within the up to, but not including the last, I don't even know if that's right. The last 8 to 10 days is testing, okay? Before that, you're reading and quizzing and testing, all that. A lot of focus on reading, mostly focus on reading, watching videos, adding knowledge. But in the last 8 days, not including the day before, so whatever that is, so 10 days before, you're going to take tests every day. One test, not two. If it's a 63 of the SIE, maybe you can take two. But again, I don't think it works so well. Oh, I feel the heat on my back. I really just want to turn around and take a dive. The problem is when I go in there, there's a manatee warning. The boats have to go around me. I have to wear a flag saying manatee, don't hit me, stuff like that. Now, up to but not including the day before the test, you are to take one final a day. Now, remember something. When you do a final, review the whole thing, not just the wrong answers. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of do a triage. There's really 3 or 4 choices. You look them over. If you got it right for the right reason, you're good. Move on. Make sure you read the answer why, okay? 2, if you got it right for the wrong reason, mark that down. You have to review it because if you got it right because you guessed, that's just as bad as a wrong. Almost more dangerous, right? Because you think you got it. 2, if you got it wrong because you misread it, which happens with the Kaplan, Past Perfect, STC, even Achievable, all of them, you can misread it. If you get it wrong because you misread it, but you knew the concept, don't worry about it. The last one is you got it wrong because you didn't know your shit. That you have to review. So really, you're going to have 4 choices, mark them all, and then if you got it right for the right reason or wrong because you misread it, but you understand the concept, don't worry about it. The ones you have to review are the ones you got right for the right reason, and then the ones you got for the wrong reason. The ones you got for the wrong reason. See, when I talk too fast, my brain is here, my mouth is here, and they're not in conjunction. And then ones you got right for the wrong reason, like guessing, and then you got to be honest with yourself. Don't be like, oh, I think I know it, or the ones you got wrong for the right reason. I guess the right reason to be wrong, you don't know it. If you're starting to memorize questions, buy another QBank. STCS 4 supplemental exams. If you want, buy Kaplan. But again, you don't want to add a new QBank in the last few days. You want to do it out so you can literally get used to the question because you don't want to switch it up the day before. Again, you need to go in there like a badass. You need to go into the test like I'm going to fucking own this shit and you're going to run it, okay? You got to go in there confident. You got to understand that if you go in there confident, if you go into this test as a confident badass, not cocky, confident, I know my shit, then when you see a hard question, you're going to go, oh, I can do this, okay? And you can work through it or even mark for review, shit like that. If you go in there where you're not sure and you're like, oh, I'm afraid, then every hard question is going to look to you like, see, I knew I should have waited. And that's a bad thing because you won't try it. I've seen that so many times where if you give someone positive confirmation of good work, they're willing to work a little bit harder on the question. If you're like, oh, I'm not ready, they go, oh, I knew I wasn't ready. They give up. We don't want give up. We want you to attack it like you know your shit, okay? And that's literally it. You maybe want to watch some of my exam walkthrough videos, join my live, but not the night before. I don't want to see you the night before. I want to see you after you pass so we can play a song for you and blow it out your ass, okay? Good. Okay, everyone, go beat this thing. You got this. I believe in you. I 100% believe in you. And you need to say every morning, get up in the morning, brush your teeth with your offhand, even if you want to brush your teeth with your foot, and keep saying, I'm going to pass this. I'm going to pass this. Say it like 10 times with confidence. Not I need to pass it. Not I got to pass it. I'm going to pass it. That's your goal. Go beat this thing. We got it, baby. Oh, welcome on. Happy Thursday night. Welcome to the Series 65, 66, and 63 live Q&A for ask questions about your stuff. If you have any questions, drop them in here and we'll get going. Okay. So you take a test Monday. Okay, which test are you taking, Justine? Okay, first of all, Justine, which test are you taking? I got Instagram up and we'll see what happens with that. Okay. Okay, do that. So Justine, tell me what Justin, my eyes are going bad. Justin, what test? He's gonna be like, oh, I'm fucking Justin. What test are you taking? And we'll go from there. Now, Francesca, they only give you 2 weeks to take this. Okay. Francesca, that's on Tuesday nights. But what? So you're taking the 7, obviously. So you have 2 weeks. What are you doing? I can talk about basics. Okay. Justin taking the 66. Francesca, what is going on? How far along have you even started studying yet? 2 weeks to take the 7 is kind of insane. It really is. I think. You? That's kind of quick to take the 7 in 2 weeks. I don't think. I mean, I could do it obviously, but even on my best day, if I was starting from 0, I don't know that I could do that. So, get reading. I mean, you probably don't have enough time to read, so I would probably watch as many videos and then start doing as many practice questions as you can. That's really the only thing you can do. Okay.
Should I post my new question for the evening?
Okay. So Justin, so Justin, you're taking it. Gavin, you're taking it. Also, Jeff put a great question on the bottom.
Well, should I put a different
question?
one?
I can't hear you though.
You can't hang
on.
on.
Now I can.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a new question. In case anybody was on Tuesday night, I thought I'd bring in a new question. Should I post it?
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm curious to see what everybody says.
Right.
Because everybody gets random study tips, and maybe we can cut out the good ones from the bad ones.
Yeah, we can make a conglomeration of good ones. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's perfect, Francesca. I got you. So you'll be back Tuesday. Go do your thing. Get off here. Go start reading, watching videos as much as you can. And then I'll see you on Tuesday. Come in with questions. If you want to join the membership too, we meet on Sunday night. That may help you. Okay. Now, Justin, right now if you're taking it Monday, you should be done with everything. You should be doing finals every single day. Okay. Every day you should be doing finals. That shouldn't be. And again, depending how far along you are, I'm not a fan of the day before tests, but it is what it is. If you're going to meet with me on Saturday, make sure that you come into this so we have a couple hours. Make sure you go into it. You want to have a list of things you're struggling with. If not, I have questions that may make the exam. Also, guys, anyone taking the 65, 66, or Francesca, once you're along and you're getting closer, start taking the brutal exams. Those brutal exams will really, really help you. I can't stress that enough. They're going to help you a ton. And if you're taking it soon, I would say make sure you go over trusts and joint accounts. It's not that it's a lot, but it's enough. Okay. Okay, 1 into 7 live, so 66. That's it. Gavin, you're taking the 66. When are you taking it? Hopefully you're not taking it. How far along are you? Okay. I'm averaging 75 on my past perfect exams over 6 exams. You got a week and 4 days left. That's pretty solid, my man. I think you're good. If you're mid-70s on past perfect, you're in good shape. You can trust yourself that you're ready for the test. I'm going to say that you're going to be ready for the test. I think that works. Okay. Are there any topics that you're not doing well on? I take the 65 in 3 weeks unless quarterly achievable. Okay, good. So a grant, that's awesome. A gram G. Okay. You're probably in really good shape. Because you have 3 weeks to go. You're gonna finish it up hopefully this weekend, and then you have 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks to take quizzes. Now, once you're done, do chapter quizzes for a couple days to find your weaknesses. Use their AI tutor to figure out where you're weak, and then get on and then start taking finals and keep coming on there every Thursday if you have questions. If you feel you need more, we obviously do tutoring. If you go to series66exam.com, you can book sessions, and I have me, and I have 3 other tutors. If you don't like my style, go check out Michael Weiss. He's great at series7examtutor.com. And if the tutoring is too expensive, hit the join button. You can join a membership. We have a membership where we meet Mondays and Thursdays, okay? And yeah, there's no extra videos for you yet, but every Monday, every Thursday we meet. It's pretty cool, okay? Okay. Friendly user. Make sure you have, I would do a last-minute review. You're going to nail this time. Number 2 is the last time. Make sure you go through customer counts and like disclosure. So like if you have SDC chapter 2 and 14, if you have cap on chapter 13 and 14. Okay. Okay. Marvin, no. Okay. So now you're taking it Saturday. Hopefully you're taking it this Saturday. First of all, where's the other person saying it? Oh, no, we're good. Okay. By the way, Denzel, how are you? Welcome on, baby. Welcome on. Okay. Taking it Saturday. Hopefully you're feeling okay. Okay. Tomorrow, if you've done my brutal exams, great. If you have not, do them tomorrow morning. You'll just get some pointers out of it. You'll pick up some stuff. Somebody said she was listening to it when she sat down for the test, and it gave her like 5 or 10 questions. It just handed her like the topics were good, and they gave her like 5 or 6 questions. They're fresh in her head. Watch the crash course I have, the 65, 66 crash course. And then make sure you go over, as I say to everyone, this is the last time I'll say it, trusts and joint accounts. It's not there's a million of them, but there's enough to hurt you. Okay. Okie doke. Can you help me out in understanding if there are incentives to sign up clients? Okay. Oh, for the test. Okay. Here's the deal. If this is the testing, what I think you're doing, if you have somebody, okay, so on the 65 and 66, if you have somebody that's sending you clients and you're paying them for the names only, just the names, whether they sign up or not, you can pay them for a list of leads. That's fine. Okay. Like if they give you a list of like 30 people who are rich, blah, 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 in the zip code, you can pay for that. That's a lead list. Not a problem. They don't have to be registered. But if they're actually recommending these people to you and you're going to pay them, okay, and you're going to pay them like a fee for signing up and stuff like that, I think they got to be registered, okay? And now here's the thing. So if it's for an agent, they got to fully be registered with a broker-dealer and your broker-dealer. If they're an IAR, then they can be what they call a solicitor, where they're bringing clients in. They still got to be registered on the state level, but the SEC, the federal does not believe that solicitors are considered giving investment advice, okay, personalized advice. So the SEC does not require them to sign up and register with them, but the states do. So a solicitor does have to register somewhere. So you have to think about it. You have to make that distinction. If they say, according to the Act of 40, no, they don't register. If they say, according to the USA or under NASAA's guidelines on blah, 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 then they do. If they say, do I have to register with the state? Then the answer is yes, okay? If they say they're registered with the SEC, the answer is no, okay? That's all right. That should help you a little bit, Cameron. Okay. Okay. So Gavin, you're taking it next Friday. So you have a full week. You should be fully on finals by now. So if you're taking the test now, you should absolutely be on finals by now. Okay. There's no way around that. You should be, if you have a week to go, 8 days, you should be taking finals every day, because I don't like people taking finals the day before. You're all going to do it anyway, I know, but I really don't want you to do that. I want you to spend the first day, the day before, working on Justin. Good. I'm glad you have some questions. for the last day working on the adding knowledge, making sure to go over the regs and the investment vehicles, because that's another thing. On the 65, 66, a lot of people have trouble with the investment vehicles. They think they have it, but then they walk in there and then they go, I struggled on it, right? The regs is always a killer, right? So a lot of people come in and they fail. They go, what'd you get? They got 30 out of 45 or they got, 22 out of 39. So make sure you get the reg, keep doing over the regs. And when you're taking the questions, you have to make sure that what's the best way to do it? You have to make sure that you read every word. You have to look for issues. You have to look for problems. Because understand something. This is one of the tricks they do. They will give you 4 answer choices. I've done doing a lot of analyzing in these tests, right? They're going to give you 4 answer choices. Sometimes all 4 are correct somewhere, but not in your question. So that gets people. Or they may flip the numbers, 4 and 5 days, 5 and 4 days, whatever it is. Or they'll say something like, they'll give you 4 answers and all 4 of them are correct somewhere, but not here. And then you think, you have sort of a memory of it. Or all of them are pretty correct except for one word flips it, right? One word, like if they say, HSA covers qualified retirement plans, right? That's not true. It covers qualified medical expenses. But it might say you have one that says covers qualified medical expenses, and the other one says covers pharmacy expenses. Well, qualified medical expenses is better. That's the better answer. Technically, pharmacy is true, but qualified is better. They might say, a self-supporting child up to 26 is covered. That's not true. It's non-self-supporting. Or may say you can use an HSA till 65. They actually may say you can use it for whatever you want after 59 and a half, but it's really after 65. Just a little bit off. Sometimes that happens, and you have to be careful on that. Okay, good. Onward. Okay, Hagens. The best thing I can tell you, and guys, the best part is if you have a late night and not a lot of questions, boom, we can just kill this early. So if you have questions, throw them in there so I can get to them. Words of wisdom, if you just started, it's a slog. It's going to make you feel bad. It's going to make you feel dumb. It's going to be boring. Just power through it. You can get through it. Remember, the 7 and the SIE are very much brute force. The 65 and 66, a little bit off. Okay? Just a little bit off. And you gotta be more cerebral and think about it, and you got to take your time. So as you're reading, focus. Again, I love reading. I won't tell them what to read, but you really got to focus on the reading a lot. Okay? You really, really got to focus on it. Okay? You got to make sure that that's your thing. Okay? Okay? But be confident. And the other thing is, there's going to be times you're like, holy crap, I'm not getting it. Trust the process. You're going to get there. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, I can do that. Okay, friendly, we got that. Okay, hope is always well. Ken, Series 24. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. You got a 77. Yes. Guns Coffee, if you're still here, I really do think STC is the best vendor for the 24. If you want to get other questions, go on my link. You can get the supplemental from there, or you can do the Securities Institute of America. You can buy a bunch of questions, or it's like $60 or whatever it is. The more questions you get, the better. But I do think for the 24 right now, STC does the best. They have the good books and the questions. Again, but if you don't want to buy STC, go check out the Securities Institute of America. They have some good, solid stuff. Okay. Good, hard questions. Okay. But, and remember, there's no math on this. On the 24, there's no math. And I think Kaplan does not do a good job. But the good thing is, if you're scoring well on the Kaplan ones, you should be fine, because I think they're much more complicated, more nuanced in the actual exam. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so mutual funds. Okay, so remember something. Another word for mutual fund is open end. That means when you're buying an open end fund, they're issuing new shares to you. So it's like a little mini IPO. So you're paying the NAV plus a sales charge, which equals to POP. Okay. So again, NAV plus a sales charge equals to POP. Again, I'll say that again. NAV So let's say I have an NAV of $10 and the sales charge is 50 cents. and POP is $10.50. That's pretty straightforward. Where the hell is the eraser? Good one. There it is. Okay. I'll write it clear. So 10 plus 50. That's the POP. So when you buy a mutual fund, you're buying it at POP. Unless you hit a sales break point, then you can lower it because you're putting more money in. They give you a volume discount. Totally fine. So if you're going to buy a mutual fund, open end, NAV plus the sales charge equals to POP. Now the question is, sometimes I say, what is the percentage? Well, remember, this is a percentage of this, not this. So you have to divide the sales charge by the POP. So this is really 4.7%. Okay, so again, that's where they go. So again, open-end funds you buy now. The question is, when do you buy them, right? So if you buy, so Jeff buys one at 10 in the morning, and I buy it at 2 p.m. We're getting the same price because we're buying them, and they're gonna execute or calculate the NAV at 4 p.m. So if you place the order at 3:59, you'll get today's. If you place the order at 4 p.m., you're getting the next day's, which is tomorrow. The next calculated NAV, which is 4 p.m. the next day. So that's what a mutual fund. It's priced one time a day. Okay, one time a day at 4 p.m. That's it. And you're paying an NAV plus a sales charge, and the max sales charge is 8.5%. So you can never pay less than the NAV. We're good with that. Now, closed-end funds absolutely have an NAV, but it doesn't fucking matter because it's based on the market. So if you have an NAV of 10, but it's offered at 975, and maybe the quote is 950 by 975, you can pay less than the NAV. Even though the NAV is here, this is the offer. So it can be offered below. So it trades all day long. So it's based on supply and demand. You can buy it on margin. You can sell it short, which you can't do with the open end. Okay. Now, if you buy an open end, you have to pay. You can buy it at 4 p.m. You buy it at 3:59. You get priced at 4. You get today's pricing. At the end of the day, it's called forward pricing. Closed-end fund, like an ETF, it trades all day long. You can buy it on margin. You can sell it short. So a closed-end fund can trade above or below the NAV. Open-end trades at or above. It can't trade below. Also, it trades all day long. So if Jeff buys it at 10, I buy it at 2. We may get the same price, but we may most likely get different prices. He might buy it at 951. I buy it at 953. We're getting the same thing, but I pay more for it. So there are advantages to that because if the market turns against you in the middle of the day, or you're going to sell it, if you do a mutual fund, say it's trading at $10, right? It's the market's up, and then you place an order to sell it, and the market turns. You're going to get the price at the end of the day, which could be lower. But if a closed-end fund, when you sell it, you get the price. ETFs and closed-end funds trade very similar. Buy a margin, sell short. Open-end funds, you buy at the NAV plus the sales charge, and you can never buy it less than the sales charge, less than the NAV. If you buy it at the NAV, that's probably what they call a no-load fund or a Class C. They're not the same thing. A Class C is not a no-load, but they have and initially that you don't pay a sales charge. A Class C, you're going to pay a very high annual fee called a level load. You pay a high 12B1 fee. A no-load, you can pay a 12B1 fee, but it's very tiny. It's 0.25%. Okay. Okay, so before I do it, Gavin, tell me how you're scoring on my brutal exams, because the brutal exams will save you. I promise you that. Okay. I put more information. So there was some ChatGPT. Justin, okay, that's fine. So your low 70s are pass perfect. That means you know enough to pass. I promise you that. See if you can do my 2 brutals tomorrow before we meet, or 1 tomorrow, 1 Saturday before we meet. I think you're going to be fine. We're going to get through this. Okay. I had another student named Drew Schulman. I don't know if you're unrelated. Okay. Okay. Friendly user. I love it. That's awesome. Okay, Jeff. Here we go. Okay. Okay, Jeff, there's one coming up that I want you to answer.
I think I know.
Okay. Yep. Can you please talk about premium bond second market discount? Okay, Finn, Minnie, I'm not going to do that tonight. That's not going to be on the test. That's on the 7. I will talk to that. Won't be on the 7, the 65, or the 66. They're not going to do accretion or amortization for you at all on this. That'll be Tuesday night, Finn. I will tell you one thing. just because I'm going to ask you. If it's an OID, you must accrete. Remember that. OID, you must accrete. That means you bought it at a discount to originally issued. It's like a zero coupon. If you buy it and then everything else you don't have to. If you buy a Muni premium, you must amortize, but corporates and treasuries do not. I will not spend time on this tonight because tonight's 6566, and that shit is not on the 6566. So, okay. So it's up to you, Jeff. This is all you.
So yeah, I saw this one earlier. I failed my 65 interest 29, 4th to 10th, got 73 out of 130, so it's 58. I can retake it. Okay. All right. You okay, if you're getting 58 out of 4th attempt, got 73 out of 130. Last score was 58 out of okay. You need to wipe the slate clean. You need to start fresh, start from the beginning. Read the book, start and start a whole new study regimen with this. You want to read the book straight through, save the practice quizzes at the end of each chapter for at the end of when you get done with your reading. On each of those chapter quizzes, you have to score, and I'm saying this, pretty firmly because you've seen the exam, you've taken the exam, you know what to expect. You need to be scoring without a doubt 75 to 80%, closer to 80%, I would say, at this point. If you're not on any of the chapter quizzes, go back, review it until you can get your score to a 75 to 80%. After you accomplish that on all the chapter quizzes, then take the practice exams. Make sure that you're taking fresh ones. You might want to even pick a different vendor, or in case you have some memorized. But if you don't, that's okay. Then you can take the practice exams. When you take them, answers must be off, and you're going to take it straight through. When you review the practice exam, you have to spend as much time, if not longer, reviewing it. That is where just taking practice exams for the sake of taking practice exams to see what you score is only half of taking a chapter exam, of taking a practice exam. You have to review every single question, the right ones, the wrong ones, the ones you guessed on and guessed right or guessed right. It doesn't matter. You look at all those questions the same. I will guarantee you that if you go through that process, you will see your scores on the practice exams go up. You'll see an instant boost, and then that will feed into going into the exam. Right now, you said that you can take it after July 29th. That's great. Don't set an exam date just yet. Take a couple of those practice exams, the full exam straight through, questions off, and see where you stand after going through the book, rereading it, and taking the chapter quizzes. Because you want to get a new baseline and establish a completely new level from where you're at with the practice exams. And I think from there, that will determine when you should schedule your next exam.
Good.
Ken, any additional?
No, I like it. Oh, you're good. I'm not going to fuck with that one. I like it. Okay. So ASIM over on Instagram asked, between the 65 and 66, which is better and easier? There's no right answer for that. Okay. I prefer the 65. That's the thing, because I'm a Series 7 guy. I like all the investment vehicle stuff. I like the products. So the 65 has more products and business stuff, but less. I mean, it's more questions, so it's longer, but they have more. What?
Here, I think we should switch that question up a little bit.
What?
Which one's better, 65 or 66?
Yeah.
It depends what you want to do.
Well, no, this person probably has a 63 already. If you're choosing between them, you know what I'm saying? Like usually someone who asks that, they already have the 63.
Okay, I just want to make sure because
I know. So if you just want to be you'll go with your thing right now. What you're saying.
So I'm saying, like, if you just want to be a registered investment advisor and go out on your own, you just need the 65. If you're working at a broker dealer with an RIA aspect to it, then you've got to take the 63, 66.
Right. 63, 65, right. Or the
63,
66.
65.
Yeah. Right.
63, Yeah, yeah,
I know
exactly.
what I mean. So understand, the way it goes is most people, and Asim, this is the way it goes. If somebody's saying, what should I take? It's normally because they have the 7 already. They have the 7 already. And what's going to happen is they're going to go, hey, I have a choice. And like there's going to be Bianca's on my class. She failed the 66 the other day, and she's going to see if they'll let her. She already has the 63. She failed the 66. She missed it by 1. So she's going to try to see if she can take the 65 and take it next week because she's so close. So Asim, if you don't have the 63, do the 66 just to get it out of the way. If you do, if you do have the 63 already and you feel good with the 7, then maybe jump on the 7, jump on the 65. And if you miss it, take the 66 like 2 days later. It doesn't matter. Some people like the fact that it's more questions. That's a thing for some people. They like more questions. They have more room for error. So it's not really a great answer for that. You go to the vendors, they all say 66. Everyone in the world says 66 is easier because it's less questions. And they go, and one of them goes because the firms, that's what the firm sponsor. Yeah, because it's 1 payment versus 2, and it's 1 test. I agree with that. But if you have the 63, the 65 could be easier. Okay. Hope that helps a little bit. Here we go. What do I got on this one? Okay. What if the question says something, if client signs up with us, we'll give them 1 free trade or free stock in this. Broker dealers can do that. I mean, you can't use it to, they do it all the time. I mean, literally Robinhood does that. Robinhood gives you a free stock. They give you a free stock if you sign up. So it must be legal, right? I don't think it's a problem. I don't think they can give, here's the difference. If Cameron, if you're not registered and I say, listen, if you get that client to sign up, I'll give you a free trade, I'll give you stock. I don't think that's okay because that's compensation. Whether it's like straight up cash or not, it is compensation. Okay. Okay, Isabel, stay there. Oh, and I got one of my students she failed the 66 last week. And then she passed the 63 today, which is awesome. She's going for the 65 in about 4 days. Okay. Jake Saltzman. Hey, your name sounds familiar. Okay. Okay. Yeah, as I say to everyone, I say the same thing every time. Take a test every day, not on Monday and not on Sunday, obviously. Make sure you got the investment vehicles down. Do a quick review of that. Make sure you can read the regs. Make sure you read every word, and make sure you go over trust and joint accounts because that's last minute low hanging fruit. Okay. Okay. 63. Obviously, the broker dealer and agent stuff, but make sure you get ethics. There's ethics. Oh, this entire test is ethics. I promise you that. Find my crash course videos. Find my videos. They'll help you a ton. Read the book. Take a million questions. And Isabel, make sure you get ethics down. Make sure you got ethics. And remember, it's all regs. None of the other math. You might get one option question at most, maybe, but it's more concept. Don't worry about that. Okay. Okay. Okay, Justin, I can do that. Let me do one more thing. Yeah, you just read the book. So if you're taking the 63 in 5 days, okay, I would absolutely get on the book get through the book as quick as you can, and then take 2. And I don't love 3 tests a day, but take 3 tests a day. It's not my favorite, but if you only have a few days, you got to hammer as many as you can. You got to hammer as many questions as you can. Okay. And make sure, as I said, this is about ethics. Okay. Okay. Jeff, I'll get to you. I see your question. Jeff BT. Okay. Qualified means it's sponsored by a corporation. Remember that. So a qualified retirement account means it's sponsored by a corporation. It follows the ERISA rules. Okay. It follows the ERISA rules. The ERISA rules are that it goes in pre-tax. If you give it to one employee, you have to give it to all employees that are full-time, 21 and over 1,000 hours a year, which is really $20, 20 hours a week. They have a vesting schedule. If any money you put in for your employee, eventually it has to be theirs, either over 3 or 5 years. If they take it out before 59 and a half, they get a 10% penalty. They have to take it out start taking it out by April 1st of the year after they turn 73. What was the other thing I was going to add? There was one more thing I was going to add that's really good on this. And it has to be held at a qualified, okay. It is a qualified has to be held at a qualified custodian. It has to be held somewhere else. Okay. So it has to be held at a qualified custodian. Okay. So that means, like, if you're at Morgan Stanley and you have an account there, if you're Morgan Stanley and you have an account there and you open your retirement account there, you're an employee at Morgan Stanley and you open a retirement account, it has to be held somewhere else, like at a Fidelity or a Vanguard or a T. Rowe. It can't be held in-house. Unlike a non-qualified retirement plan, like there's annuities, which you do on your own. There's no RMD. It goes in after tax. It goes tax deferred. Or a non-qualified deferred comp, which shows up on the 65 and 66. A non-qualified deferred comp, the difference is here. The money can go in pre-tax or after tax. You can discriminate, which means only the high-end earner is really for the high-end earners. But the risk is that if you leave early, you can lose your money. Okay. The second one is that if the firm goes bankrupt, it gets sued, that money is held in the firm. So what happens is if they go bankrupt or you get sued, they can go after you. They can take your money. That's what I mean. So if I have $1 million sitting in that account, and in the non-qualified account, they go bankrupt, you can lose it. Or they get sued, you can lose it. Unlike a qualified plan, which is held at a different firm, like a Fidelity, Vanguard, so they can't do anything to it. Okay. So that's the thing. They can't change it. Okay. Good stuff. Stuck in the middle with you. Then you're fine. So keep going. Remember, the SDC exams get harder as you go. My test is much more like the real exam. There's no guarantee of anything, but if you're passing that, not from memorizing it, you're in good shape. I should have another one out soon. Okay. No, you're good. If you have ExamFX and Kaplan, ExamFX is not my favorite, but between the two of them, you'll be fine. You don't need to buy another vendor. Hold on. Captoon. That's outstanding. I'll come back to you, Reese. Captoon, that's outstanding. Hope you're still here. What are we going to go with today? It's hot out, right? Yeah. Boom, baby. I love it. Captoon, that's awesome. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Oh, and now I see the second part of your thing, Reese. Okay, good. I'm glad I read the second part. Okay. Oof. Failed the 60th. Okay. Scored 75. You're good. Yeah, those work days, you have a demanding job and you're working 10-hour days. See, this is the second part of it, right? Oh, Joe, I like your confidence. I like that. Reese, you're good. Why don't you go take it soon? It depends. If you got your ass kicked on the 66 3 times, and maybe you want to give it another week or two. But if you can score 3 in a row in this mid-70s on Kaplan, and you're not from memorizing, you're not cheating, you're good. Okay. Boom. Okay. George on Instagram. That's outstanding. I love it. That's outstanding, George. Stay on for a second. Where are we going with this one? Yeah, love it. George, that's awesome. Now he used Notman, which was shitty, but that's your and then he used Test Geek. I like Brian Lee. Brian Lee had good stuff. I like Brian Lee stuff. I don't like his partner. That's it. On the Brutal Exam Cup. I love it. Good. Brian Lee has some solid stuff. Okay. Joe, we're gonna get this thing right. Boom. Okay. Go, baby. Get out of here. Go get some sleep. Joe, boom. I love it. We're gonna nail this thing. You're gonna nail this thing. Come on Tuesday and tell us how great it went. I love it. Okay. Oh, Gavin, you're in good shape, my man. That's great. Gavini Tuart. Okay. Tuarte. I think that's great. I think that's awesome. I love it. Okay. You're scoring mid-80s in STC. If you've done my brutal exam and you feel good about that, yeah, be afraid of the regs. I'm not saying they're super hard, but they trick you enough that the questions are like subtle enough to get what's the best way to do it? They're definitely subtle enough to screw you up. So keep that in mind. But spend tomorrow rereading reread as much as the regs tomorrow and the states and stuff. Okay. By the way, welcome to options or ADT Patel. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Okay. Boom, Finminty. That's awesome. Okay. Okay. We'll get into that. I don't know what that is, but I'll get back to it. Okay. Cold stuff. Cool. Celeste. Boom. I don't have any videos for the 999, but I teach it a lot, but there's a lot of overlap from the SEC. So Celeste, that's outstanding. I love it, love it, love it. Let's get some good one for you, Celeste. Nope.
Never, ever.
Nope, we don't want to do that one yet. Yeah. Opportunity offender. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we can just open up which one is more suitable to invest in debt. I think they both can. But here's the thing. Closed ends can issue debt. Both of them can buy anything they want. Closed end can issue debt, preferred in bonds. Okay. Preferred in stock. Okay. Brendan, here we go. Okay. Okay. No, it's not different, Virginia. And this is the best part. So as far as financial requirements, okay, this is the best part. Okay. Okay. Now, as far as financial, so we'll go to the ADV. So here's what I tell everyone. As far as financial requirements, it's 90 days to the regulator, 120 to the customer. Now, the ADV, this is what I say. So the point is, I think it's 90 days. I'm never a day guy, but I'm pretty sure the ADV has to be sent within 90 days for the state of the calendar year. And here's the thing. Technically, SEC ones don't really re-register. They kind of just do the annual update amendment, which usually has to be within 90 days at the end of the year. I love it. Okay, good. Okay, what else we got? Charlie. Okay, Charlie Keene, you're going to be fine. You're going to rock this thing, right? You're going to rock it. You're banging about 65. Make sure you do both of them, because I promise you it'll help you. I promise you'll get some points out of it. That's the big thing. These brutal exams are to see where you are, but they're also to give you some points on the test. Okay. And always, the way I remember it always is federal is fiscal. Okay. Taking the 7 in 2 weeks, you can see. Okay. Okay. I know it's a slog, but you got 2 weeks. So Sneshi, I want you to come on Tuesday and tell me, Sneshi, and he's Dan X, I'll get to you. You got to get through the book this weekend. So on Tuesday, I want you to come on here live. The same thing live on Tuesday nights at 8. I want to come on and tell me you finished the book and you started doing chapter quizzes. That's what I want to hear. So you need to finish the book. You have 5 chapters left. There's no reason you can't get through them, done by the weekend, and have some tests under your belt. Okay. So Finn Minty, yes, it's on Sundays at 6:30. So that thing I got from Glance. I have a bigger one. I have a bigger one down here, and I have a massive one I gave to my son. I have like a 5-footer one. I did this, and then some other guy copied me, did the same thing. So I bought that, and then like a week later, he got one. And then I got the big one, and he got one too. It's great. I just feel honored. It's flattery. Okay. So that's from Glance. If you Glance LED, they're really good. It's like, it wasn't even that much money. Okay. And you can adjust it. Okay. Yeah, I do the memberships on Sunday, the Series 7 stuff at 6:30 and 7:30 on Sundays, and then on Tuesdays too. Oh, Wednesday nights. I moved them to Wednesday nights. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Let me get this one. Okay, Justin, stay there for the formulas. Okay. I need to start prepping for the 66 immediately after the 7 official. Okay. So here's the thing. Yes, Sneshi, you're fine. But focus on one exam at a time. Okay. Your job, you do not even think about the 66. Yeah, you can, if you finish the 7, if you get it done by in 2 weeks, that gives you 5 to 6 weeks for the 66. You're fine. But don't even think about the next test until you're done. You got to focus on what's in front of you. That's the goal. Okay. Okay. Which formulas should I look at? Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, not that many, but let's see. So formulas for the 65. We got beta, which is cap M. Total return for sure. Maybe convertible. Maybe PE ratio versus earnings per share. Maybe tips. Current yield. Oh, and the discounted cash flow. I have the video, time value of money. I show you how to do the future value to present value and present value to future value. I would know that much more about concept than knowing it. I would know how to do annualized return, which is literally your total return. Like, think of it this way. If you earn 5% over 6 months, if we annualize that, it'd be like, what if we earn that over a year? So it'd be, okay. So if you earn 5% over 6 months, your total or holding period return, which are the same thing, your annualized would be 10%. If you earn 10% over 2 years, your annualized would be 5%. Okay. Boom. Charlie, you're ready, baby. Charlie, you worked on ethics all day today. You watch a crash course. You watch a Groodles. You do a quick review of trust and joint accounts, and you're good. So again, beta, cap, which is cap M, total return, hold and paid return, which is easy. It's literally my growth plus any income divided by original. Okay. Convertibles, maybe. PE and earnings per share, maybe. Tips for you might get it. What else did I say? Maybe a tax equivalent yield, after tax return, annualized return, and the DCF, which is basically taking the future value to present value or present value up to future value. I have a video called Time Value Money, which will do there, Justin. Those will help you a ton. Okay. Oh, I'm almost catching up, baby. Okay. No, Captoon. Thank you, baby. Okay. Okay. Oh my God, James, you're ready, baby. Yes, of course you're ready. You're scoring sevens. Boom. I got you. You're going to get this thing. You're going to get this. I know you will. I 100% know you're going to get this. Okay. I am so sure you're going to get this, baby.
I'm a series 7 savage, a bad one with a brain, turning volatility into stacks of heavy gain. Finra tried to check me, now they stuck with a queen, the coldest operator that the market's ever.
Boom, baby. You're going to nail this thing. Okay. Now, so, okay. You have a question. So, Gavin, okay. So, dividend discount model. Okay. So, remember, let's go through these things. I'm not going to do the math on this. Okay. Okay. I agree. I think the trust video is going to help you. I have a trust video. I did do that. That does help. Okay. It's going to give you free points. Now, when you're trying to figure out present value, where something should be trading. So, say something's going to trade $1,000 in the future. Where should it trade now? Or if I need 20 grand in the future, what should I invest now? So it's basically what's in the future, what should be here now, what should be, right? So what is going to happen? Yeah, James, we're going to nail this thing, right? So where should I be trading? So how do you do that? You do discounted cash flow. And it's very easy. I just said I wouldn't do the math. And look at that. I'm bringing out the board. So before I do that, DCF is for projects. Dividend discount model is for stocks and preferreds. Well, actually more preferreds, and dividend growth model might be for common. So basically, dividend discount model, dividend growth model is for equity, and dividend discounted cash flow is for bonds and projects. Okay, and all you're doing is reducing the future value down to now. So I'm going to do this, even though I said I wouldn't. Okay, because I think we're going to be done after this. Here we go. Now, okay. First of all, if I know that what I'm going to put in is going to be $1,000 in 3 years. Okay. And I think I can earn at a 7% return. Let's say my return, my discount rate is 7%. So I have $1,000 in 3 years. I have a 7% return. That's my future value. Two things. What should it be trading at now? What should I invest now? So how do I figure that out? Voodoo magic. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take $1,000 and divide it by 1.07 because I have to reduce 7% each year, but I'm doing 7% from the previous number, which doesn't make sense, but it's easy. So I'm going to do, this is the simple way of doing it. Oh, the cap M. Remember, you got to do cap M, the beta. Now, 1,000, you're going to do 1,000 divided by 1.07. If it was 5%, 1.05, 10%, 1.1. Boom. Okay. Now, so I have to do the math on that. Where the hell is my stupid calculator? Okay. So I'm going to do 1,000 divided by 1.07. $1,000 divided by 1.07 is, so 934. So after 1 year going back, it's 934. Then I do it again. Now, the problem is the vendors like to say, oh, you do it cubed, cubed. 1.07 parentheses cubed. Your calculator doesn't do that. So, okay. So while I'm doing the Tara, yeah, make sure you go over customer counts tonight. Do my brutal exam if you haven't. Watch my crash course, or at least watch my quick and dirty or my gorilla style. I started those things. It was great, and everyone copied me. 934 divided by 1.07 is 872. So now we're at 872. Then do it one more time. Divided by 1.07. So we're now down to 815. So that's my present value. So 815. So 815 is where it should be trading. So the rate of return, the IRR, is 7%, where this equals this. So if I do this, I just divide to find that. Okay, now that's my present value. That's where it should be trading. That's the expected price. I could say any of that. However, what if I walk in there and it's only 807? That's a good thing. I'm buying it for less than I need it. So that's a positive NPV. You should be fine. That's a good thing. That's worth doing. However, if the stock is trading at 900, that's too expensive because it's only worth 815. That's a negative NPV, and you shouldn't do it, and your return is going to be lower. So you'll still make money, but you'll make less. Okay, hold on. That's a heavy question. What is this? Taking my series 10 tomorrow. Help. Really? There's not much I can help you with right now. But Brett Meredith, what I'm going to tell you, go to my playlist, go to my channel, and look up MSRB, the MSRB playlist. That's all the G rules, okay? Hopefully you're passing your exams. Don't sweat it too much. The 10 is a hard test, okay? But go to my channel, find my playlist called MSRB. And I go through all 42 G rules one at a time. There's like 9 videos in there. It's boring, but I try to make it less boring. That'll give you some easy points, I think. Other than that, just get some sleep, kid. The most important thing for the 10 and the 9, all these principal exams, is get some sleep. And if you do happen to miss and you don't have STC, get STC. And if you have STC, start going through those concept facts right now. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Gavin, I'm glad that helped. Okay. You're going to knock this thing out. Okay. Again, Tara, customer counts and disclosure, stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Well, I just to the beta. Yeah. Charlie, I would know it, but standard deviation isn't part of that. Okay. Boom. Okay. Boom. Mikey D. Okay, Mikey, we're going to nail this thing. I know it's 666. There is stuff there. Go watch. I have a video on beta. So Charlie, go to my playlist and watch the beta. But again, you're going to get one question on it. If you can do basic math, you're going to be fine. Okay. If you can do basic math of beta as a multiplier, you're fine. Okay. Remember, standard deviation is not part of the CAPM. It's part of the Sharpe ratio, but not part of beta. They try to trick you. Okay. Futures and forwards. Yeah, just remember, one, they're not securities. They are contracts. They are derivatives. They're not contracts. They're a future. You're basically buying. If you buy a future, you're basically buying the wheat or the gold or the oil or whatever the commodity is now for delivery later. It's like I ordered a table one year. It was like $5,000 table, which is stupid. I put a little bit of money down, and it took 16 weeks to deliver. Okay. So, by the way, has anyone answered the question? What are some good tips? What's the best study tip you got from someone else? Not from me. Has anyone gotten that? Okay. I'm telling you right. Has anyone gotten a tip that you go, oh my God, it changed the way I live? Not from me, from someone else, because I already know what I do. Okay. Now, again, futures and forwards. Remember, futures are liquid. Remember, there's a futures exchange. Should they trade on an exchange, Marvin? Okay. So remember that they're not securities. If you buy a future or forward, you're obligated to buy that commodity. If you sell a future or forward, you're obligated to sell it in the future. And you buy it at a price, you're locking it in, and then you can then offset it later. If the price of the commodity goes up, you can sell it for that profit and to make the difference. Futures are liquid, they're standardized, and technically you use to offset them before they expire or exercise. And then forwards is like a contract to me and you, Marvin, and we can't get out of it unless the other person lets it. And they're not liquid and they're customizable, right? So like if I have, let's say the normal contract is for bushels of like 5,000 bushels of contract, right? What if I have like 7,200 bushels or 3,200? I don't want to do a full 5,000. So I do a forward for 3,400. I can adjust it that way, but they're not liquid. They're not liquid. Okay. There you go. You see Gavin's strategy? Okay. Yes. So IAR, no, here's what it is. IAR does not have power over people unless they give them power of attorney, and then they do, Leonard, then they do have, now we're getting the answers. They do have if they have power of attorney, they have power over your account, but they don't have power of you. However, if you are, here, somebody put no, Mike DeBella, no notes, if any, very limited. I like that. Okay. That's from Instagram. So they don't have power over others. But remember something. What's an IAR? An IAR is someone who gives advice or supervises those that do. Again, an IAR is one who gives advice, manages, or supervises those that do. That's where they have powers over other. Administrators do have powers. They can suspend, deny, revoke. They cannot fine you. They cannot arrest you. They cannot enjoin you. They can investigate outside the state if they have jurisdiction, but they cannot, if they don't have jurisdiction, they can't do anything to you. And remember, they do have subpoena powers. And after you're convicted of something or found guilty, they will publish your violations. So if anyone goes, oh, one of the questions I got was, what's one of the things they can't do? And one was publish the violation. They will absolutely publish it. Literally, FINRA runs a monthly violations report. So that's how, and it's like, it's interesting reading. And that's why I found one guy cheated on his exam, got barred from the industry for cheating in the exam because he slid the notes under his mouse at the center, and he forgot to take it when he left. They caught him. What I thought, imagine if the person before him did it, they didn't check the mouse, and then the person after came in and got caught for that. They do have cameras for that, so they would have seen it. Somebody took it online and they caught him cheating because he was looking around. They made him move the camera, and they saw someone sitting in the room giving him notes, stuff like that. So don't cheat, please. Do not cheat. Okay. Here's this advice. So read the book fast, slam questions, review missed, and guess in detail. Great. Agrahang, that's a great strategy. That's not what I would tell. Okay. There you go. That's the big one, Chris. Be patient. Don't rush this shit. And then Mike Tabala got no notes, if any, very little notes. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Any last
good advice? I think it's good advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say read the book fast. I would say read it with a little momentum.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get bored. Just get through it.
Especially, just get through it.
Yeah. It's very easy to get bored with the 65 and 66. Okay. Yeah. Not bad. I think we did a good job here.
Look at that. Right on time.
Yeah. We ended it right on time. Okay. Good. Oh, I could have turned off commenting on my Instagram, piss everyone off. Okay. Leonard, the best way there's not that many. That's the thing. My big thing is stay away from crazy, right? So the only agent exemptions are like, let's think about it. So no office, no retail. As long as so no office, no retail, no broker dealer, no register. So if the broker dealer is not in the state and you don't have an office and you don't have retail clients, you don't have. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I probably didn't answer that. I feel bad if I didn't. I get emails sometimes and I snooze them to the night and then I go, oh, I passed the exam. Okay. What was I going to say in this? Okay. So again, the exemptions are, okay. I love it, Dylan. Okay. Chris, no, I did not check it. I haven't had a second to breathe. So Chris took my brutal exams and did a great job of putting them into a thing you can click on and take the questions one at a time, which is awesome.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, let me finish this. Where was I? Agents. Okay. So if they have no office, no retail, and the broker dealer is not in the state, they get the institutional exemption. Remember, whether you sell a security or not, whether a security you sell or not is exempt or not, doesn't matter. So if you sell an exempt security or not, or exempt transaction or not, you still have to register unless you work for the issuer. The only time that you don't have to, if you sell an exempt, the only time that it matters that it's an exempt security, exempt transaction is if you actually work for the issuer. That's it. Okay. Okay. Now, Merhaba. Okay. Now, Marvin. Okay. But Dylan, hold on. Hold on. That's awesome. We can't just let that go, right? We got to have some good time here. Hold on. Where's a good one? Let's see. You don't like that one. Trying to find one that won't get me banned, but I'm already too late. Yeah, we'll go this one.
Ich schau nach links, ich schau nach rechts. Was für geile Leute. Ich schau nach links, links, links. Ich schau nach rechts, rechts, rechts. Was für geile Leute. Ich schau.
Both. That's funny. One of my old students came on. He goes, I forgot how much this stuff makes my head spin. I know nobody likes it. Does get off of here, right? That's the thing. It's like, why would you go through this? Why would you put yourself through listening to my voice more than you have to? One of the biggest things I get is they go, my spouse is so happy I don't have to hear your fucking voice anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom, Dylan, we're gonna get this. Chris, I will check the test you sent me. Graham, I'll see you. Okay. Convertible bonds for the 66. Just know that if they can convert, obviously they can convert. I have a video on it. First step is always par divided by the convertible. I'm not going to do a math thing on it. I have videos on it. First step is par divided by the convertible price. And then whatever that number is, that's your ratio. You multiply that times the common stock. If that number is higher than the bond, you convert. If that number is lower, you don't convert. You sell the bond. However, here's the bigger one. If they say, I want income and growth, you pick convertible, because a convertible is the best of both worlds. It pays income, and since it turns into common stock, it has growth and capital appreciation. Okay, that's the big one, and it's going to have a lower coupon. Okay, 100% an East Coaster. What did you think it was? Okay, better than being a West Coaster, right? The wrong coast. Okay. You know what? I don't mind that. The series, I'm a technical editor for them, so I have no problem. Either that or the SE. I can't remember. One of the two. So I don't remember. Was it the SA or the 7? I can't remember. Might have been. I don't know. They asked me to do it, and I helped out. Yeah, I think I would 100%. Right. Well, right outside. I'm born in New York, and I worked there for 30 years. Now I'm like a blip away from New York. I'm right outside it in Jersey. Would I read the Series 7 book for dummies as a supplement? Sure, I like that. If you read it as a supplement and then start the other ones, I think that's a good idea. Okay.
I think the dummies book comes into play, like, if you're contemplating investing the time into doing, really going through or career. I think the dummies book is like a fun way to, more than fun, because there is a lot of information in there, but a good way to get a feel for the more, what you're going to be entering.
I agree. I think it's a great supplement, and it gives you a good ramp up. Okay.
Yes.
Don Missoula, yes. Yeah. But as my boy said, always read. Okay. Always read. It's read. I've been saying that for 15 years. Okay. Oh, there you go. See, I like that. Okay.
There you go.
I used to go to when I was a kid, I went to Seaside
Belmar.
Heights. Then I got older, I went to Belmar, and then when you get really old, you go to Manalone, Bayhead, and shit like that. Okay. Would I recommend Marvin? Not needed for the test. You don't need the Greeks for the test. Not at all. Not at all. Don't worry about them. If you want to know anything, delta is how much the option will move based on the stock moving. I think theta is time decay. I always forget. Okay. I would absolutely use STC for the 66. I like Achievable too. Again, I have links in my descriptions for Securities Institute, Achievable, and STC with discounts on all of them. STC is really good. If you want to buy just question banks and add a bunch of new questions, do the Securities Institute. It has a lot of fucking questions, and they're hard, and they'll challenge you. Okay. Boom. So Marvin, you won't need to. Other than that, don't worry about the Greeks. Okay. I think we're good. I think we can head out. Okay, everyone. I'm killing the Instagram first, guys. Thank you. My man, reach out. My man Adam, call me one time. Not now though. Okay. Yeah, definitely don't need to go. Okay. I'm glad I helped you. That's awesome. Let's go, baby. Okay. Where you obviously must be in Jersey or somewhere. Okay. You know, it's funny, Virtuous. I read that and it said know the orifices. I was like, oh, that's a dirty one. Okay. Yeah, you got to know office in here, stuff like that. I love it. Okay. Everyone, I think we're going to head out. I think we did a good job. I think we got a lot of stuff done. And I think we're good. Okay, doke.
All right.
Adios, baby. Onward and upward. Boom. Thank you very much, Virtuous. Justin, thank you. Marvin, you're going to nail this tomorrow. You're going to nail it tomorrow. Gavin, whatever. I appreciate it. But okay. Oh, God. Ohio through Long Island. I'm with you. Okay, everyone. Yeah, New York City. Stand up, baby. Okay, good stuff. Remember, both roof